All right, everyone. Welcome to another Pilates and Yoga video. Today we're going to be doing an intermediate level class, but before we dive in, I do want to remind you that I have an APC on-demand membership platform where you can find full-length classes, short form 25-minute classes, challenges, and all sorts of things. So check that out when you get a chance. And let's start with our hands and knees, quadruped position. We're going to extend one leg, then the other, finding ourselves into a plank. Hold it here. All right. As we're holding it here, think about pressing the chest away. You can even come down onto your forearms if that feels good for you. And no matter what you decide to do with your hands, let's lift one leg and then the other, going into leg pulls. Let's go for just a few more. Making sure the hips aren't too high or too low, something that feels just right for us. And bend the knees. Press the hips back. Give yourself a little stretch, a little break, just to warm up the body. And let's come back into that same position. I'm going to take one leg, lift it up, and then cross it behind you over to the other side. Now, of course, you always have the option of just simply lifting the leg. You don't have to add the twist, but for the twist, I would recommend to just let your hips move naturally. Don't try to force the hips to stay center the entire time. Let them move around with the rest of your leg. And rest the knees. And come down onto the belly. All right, from here, legs are straight. We're going to inhale, push the chest away from the floor. Exhale, lower the chest, lift the legs. Inhale, push away with the chest. Lower the chest, lift the legs. And it's going to be this rocking motion forward. You can even go faster by reaching the arms forward and kind of rock forward, rock back. And rock forward, rock back. Great. Now, do you have to do it this way? No, you could just simply lift and lower. It's up to you. Great preparation for swan and rocking. And come all the way down. All right, let's come onto your forearms, legs together. Kick your hips 2 times with one leg, 2 times with the other leg. So we're gonna kick, kick, inhale, straighten. Kick, kick, inhale, straighten. And the entire time, as we straighten both legs, we're not letting the legs necessarily touch the floor, specifically the feet. The thighs might, but you want to keep the thighs light off the mat. You can also flex your foot if you want to, instead of pointing to kick your hips. Try to press the chest away with the forearms as you do this move. And rest all the way down. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Rest one side of your face on the mat. And you're going to take a big inhale, reach the arms back, lift the chest, look forward, lift the legs, and repeat. Other side of the face on the mat. Inhale, stretch back, arms and legs, and rest the opposite face down. Now, every time you rest down, the knees bend. You might kick your hips 2 times. Reach and lift, bend, kick 2 times, reach and lift, bend 2 times, and continue. A little tongue twister in there. Just a little bit more back extension and relax. Come all the way up, press your hips back for a moment. We're going to come onto our side. So pick a forearm, any forearm is fine. Looking in this direction, we'll look at each other when we do this. Coming down onto the forearm, both knees are bent, they're stacked, the waist is lifted off the floor. And from here, you're just going to hold this position, maybe reach the arm up, extend the top leg, and lift the top leg up and down. So it's a little bit of a side plank, although the bottom knee is bent, and it feels a little more supportive than a side plank. And of course, the important part is the top leg that's lifting up and down. Now, you don't have to go this fast. You can take it slow, but it's up to you. Keep the waist lifted. Use the muscles in the forearm and the shoulders. And now from here, hold the leg down, lift the hips up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. You can reach the arm up to the ceiling. I always like doing that for length. And reach over and lower back down. Good. Extend both legs, and one foot is in front of the other, or both legs can be stacked. Lift your hips, come all the way up and over, and lower all the way down. So the top arm reaches up and over like a side stretch, and lower all the way down. Like I mentioned before, you can stack your feet if you want to, lifting and lowering. Taking your time. And lower all the way down. Great job, everyone. All right, from here, facing the mat, stretch your legs out long. The legs up, we're going to go into a teaser. All right, from here, lay all the way down. Your knees can be bent. Inhale to prepare. Reach up, lift the legs, straighten and lower. Reach the arms forward, lift the chest, lift the legs, and lower. So arms and legs are ideally straight. If you need to bend them at any point, you can. This would be option 1, to lower and lift the legs, together up, together down. Now, option number 2 is a little bit more challenging, but of course it's your decision if you want to try it out, see how it goes. Keep the legs lifted as the upper body lowers and lifts. You might use your arms for a little bit of help and momentum. I know I like to use my arms this way, but try to keep your legs off of the floor the entire time your upper body lowers and lifts. And relax. Good job, everyone. All right. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, arms down, chest lift. Slowly roll on up. Reach forward 2 times and come up to seated. Exhale, round forward, reach 2 times and come up to seated. And again, getting a spine stretch in here. Lower all the way down, reach up and overhead again, and slowly roll on up. So let's stick with these roll-ups here for a few. I always think of looking to my knees as I do this. Just a few more. And come all the way up to seated. Separate the feet, reach the arms out to the side, rotate to the right 2 times. Exhale, rotate to the left 2 times. And continue to rotate from right to left. I like this at a faster pace. Of course, you can always go slower. Try to keep your feet flexed. Try not to move your hips around too much. Rotation happens from the waist up. And relax the arms down. All right, let's switch. Do the sideline work on the opposite side. Remember, forearm down for the first set. Knees stacked, hips lifted, top arm behind the head or up to the ceiling. Top leg will lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Make sure the hips don't start to droop down here, especially as the top leg starts to lower. That can be challenging. And from here, rest the foot all the way down. You can take a break. Stack the feet. Maybe one foot in front of the other. Lift the hips. Hold it here. And now from this position, press the hips up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. Kind of a side over prep, if you will. Now reach the top arm up and over, side stretch, and lower the hips all the way down. Try that a few more times. You can do this with the bottom arm straight instead of just on the forearms. I know on this side I prefer it on my straight arm. Reach up and over and lower down. Exhale, reach up and over and lower down. Good job, everyone. Keep it going. Nothing to it. And lower all the way down. Great job, everyone. All right, let's sit facing the side of the mat again. This time, put your forearms behind you on the mat. Bend your knees, bring the legs to tabletop, and start to lower and lift the legs to tabletop. This is option 1. I'll show you more challenging options in just a second, but know that this is always something you can choose to do instead of the other things we're going to. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Lift the legs, hold it there. Squeeze the inner thighs. Move the legs to the right, down towards the floor, to the left, up and center. Over, to the left, down, right, up and center. Now notice that I'm not really bending from my knees anymore. Like I have the 90-degree bend, but it doesn't change from there. What does change is my weight on my hips, from the right hip to the left hip, the rotation in my waistline, and the positioning of the thigh bone. You can also try this with the legs straight. Imagine your legs are creating a big circle in front of you. And rest the feet down. All right, we're gonna rest all the way down. Hands by your side, feet together, knees bent. And reach, lift the hips, reach back with the legs. Reach one leg up to the ceiling, lower down. Reach opposite leg up to the ceiling, lower down. Your hips are still over the shoulders, the knees are still over the forehead as one leg lifts and one leg lowers. Remember, you can do any other exercise at this time. I like to hold on to one leg as the opposite one lifts. It's a little bit more challenging. It's hard not to just roll forward like a ball. And hold the back of your low back. Try to lift the hips a little higher. Reach the toes up to the ceiling. And of course, you have got your hands supporting all of this. Now lower the legs straight down. Maybe tap the floor. Maybe not. It's up to you. And lift the legs again. It's almost like you want a straight line. It's like a shoulder stand, neck stand, head stand, if you're familiar with that in yoga. Lower all the way down. Relax the knees, relax the feet. Great job, everyone. Give me a figure 4 stretch. Reach the arms up and press the hips up into a bridge and lower down. Up into a bridge and lower down. We've got this, team. Hold it up at the top, press the hips up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. You can press your arms down on the floor if you want to. And switch the legs. Left leg, figure 4, reach the arms up, press the hips up into a regular bridge and slowly lower. Exhale up into a bridge, inhale, exhale, slowly lower. And when you're ready, hold at the top. Press the hips up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Arms pressed down on the floor if you can. And slowly lower the spine back down. Great job, everyone. All right, hug the right knee into the chest. Lift the chest up. Grab the right leg, stretch it up to the ceiling, and switch the legs. And inhale, exhale, switch, scissor the legs. Inhale, exhale, switch. Maybe pulling on it 2 times with every single pull. Use your arm strength to help you lift the chest a little bit higher. It's almost like we're trying to get the chest closer to the legs, not the legs closer to the chest. Let's go for just a few more, really focusing on length in the legs, lift in the chest, pull of the arms. And bring both legs up. Reach the arms forward, reach the legs down at an angle, and pump the arms few inches up, few inches down. Now, if you pump the arms a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, that's always a great way to go about it. With the legs, you can keep the legs forward, you can bend the knees. You can pretty much pick whatever position you want for the legs here. The most important part is just to keep pumping with the arms, maybe keeping the chest lift. Going here for just a few more. 5 counts in, 5 counts out, or 5 pumps in, I should say. 5 pumps of an exhale. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When you're done, relax all the way down, cross the right leg over the left, lean both legs to the left-hand side, just allowing your spine, your hips to twist. Come back to center, switch the legs, left over right, lean your legs to the right. And come back to center. All right, let's come all the way up to seated. You're gonna place your hands back behind your hips, lift the chest. And now lift the hips and the chest. So now we find ourselves in a reverse plank hold. Lower the hips and lift, like you're tapping the mat and lifting. Just do this a few times. And when you're ready, reach the arms forward, rest the hips down. Gently nod and shake your head yes and no. Roll on up, and you guys are all set to go. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Don't forget to check out the links below in the description box for more information, all the classes I offer, and our schedule. All right, bye.